Hi and welcome to Talking Sense. My name is Waithaka Gatumia, and today I want to have a word of caution for professionals. If you're a professional, a doctor, lawyer, engineer, all those different professions, this is for you. I was feeling a bit unwell this last week, and so I went into a hospital and I got to sit down and see a doctor, and while we were waiting for the test results to come through, we started having a conversation. And the doctor just happened to mention, she was asking me, what do you do for a living? And I was explaining how I train and support people in the area of personal finance, entrepreneurship, and wealth creation as a whole. And so she was like, wow, that's great. Yeah, there was one time in a past life, I don't know how she got into that same space, but she used to work as a broker, right? And so she was familiar with the stock market. She was familiar with real estate. She had done economics in school, and later on had made that shift into medicine, which was her real passion. And then she said, Waithaka, you really need to help doctors. And I was like, why? And she said, let me tell you, on the finance side, doctors are struggling. Why? Because they earn a good income, and because generally they have some security of tenure. That means they can work way beyond what others would consider a retirement age. Not only that, but they also earn a significant income. All right. And so she was like, they get very comfortable. And I was like, wow, okay, so what does that mean? And she was saying, many doctors don't invest significantly beyond their pensions. They don't invest significantly outside of things that they're comfortable with. And so when we started having the discussion, it became evident that should you be unable, for whatever reason, to practice medicine for a period of time, you're at a high risk. Not only that, but many times you're not building enough wealth to hand over to the next generation. It's not generational wealth. You've not built assets that are transferable. You see, your skill set is what has been taking care of you and taking care of your family. That income that you're earning from your skills and your abilities, but when you're not there, there is no skill or ability, there is no asset to help your family. And so today I want to encourage you and say, hey, professional, doctors, lawyers, engineers, and the rest, are you investing enough for your future and the future generations? If you're not, this is a time to do so. So that's where the conversation got to. And then she happened to mention that, if you're going to have this discussion, you need to be a bit sensitive. And I asked her, why? Why do you need to be sensitive? And she said, doctors are not very comfortable with risk. And I said, why? Everything in life has risk. And she said, yeah, but as a doctor, we are not used to failure. And that's true. Most professionals, because you were excellent at school, tended to be first in class, or you had straight A's, or you got to that level. And failure was not a big part of your life. And she was like, yeah, that's a big deal. Because when it comes to investment or stretching out of your comfort zone, the likelihood of failure is there. And the thought that I'm going to fail at whatever thing I'm going to do actually stops and can actually paralyze a doctor. Excuse the terrible pun. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are a professional, failure is part of life. And it is in those failures that we learn and grow. And now I'm not saying that just go out and invest willy-nilly, just put your money wherever it is. No, do your due diligence. Do the best you can to figure out the best investment. But at some point you have to take the risk and invest in order to get a return. And it echoed something that I heard in one of our events that we had. We had invited an entrepreneur, a gentleman called Roy. And he came in and he was speaking to other entrepreneurs, and he said, you know what? When I think back in my life, I'm thankful that in school I failed. And everyone was like, what do you mean? Why would you be thankful that you failed? And he said, you know what it did? It made me realize that failure is not the end. And so when I started my business career, when I failed, it wasn't the end of the world. It wasn't things have stopped. It's that now I need to rethink, re-strategize, and start again. So he had become comfortable in failure. He then happened to mention his classmates who were the A students, the professionals now, doctors, lawyers, all those. And he said they struggle in the environment that I'm in right now, when there's competition, when failure is possible, because they can't take enough risk. So if you're a professional in whatever level, I'm trying to encourage you, move out of your comfort zone, invest more, save more, so that they can take care of you and the generations to come. You cannot rely simply on the income that you're getting. I hope that's helpful. If it has been, please do subscribe, like, and also turn on the notification so you see the next video that's coming up. Follow us on all our social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn. A great place for us to all meet and grow and learn. Thanks for listening.